A queen in the middle of an open board has lots of options. When we add pieces around the queen, we take away a number of options that it had earlier. Typically, when we start playing, we want to use the queen as a defensive piece. We don't want to bring out early unless we have to. In this case, we're testing to see if that bishop pen wants to stay in place. It doesn't, so we take. But again, going to use this thing as a defensive piece while trying to develop the other pieces. What makes the queen so valuable is that it can move a lot of different places. In this case, we're going to take with the pawn. Again, the queen is acting as a defensive piece. Black decides to force. We're simply going to push that pawn forward. And this is very important in that black cannot remove its knight because it's defending f7. It decides to do it. And now we can put the queen on the offensive and end the game. Queens are also vulnerable when in front of the king and pinned to it. In this case, white's going to take here. We've got discovery, which is going to basically tie the queen down. But more importantly, we can move this bishop, eyeballing the queen. So instead of being able to block with a knight, with what white was hoping to do, white's queen is still exposed in this spot. And alternatively, if it doesn't block with a knight and decides to take the rook, it loses its queen in that spot as well. In this case, we're able to leverage our queen and force the king out. Again, we're going to check with the queen. But the real thing going on here is the skewer action from the rook. Black's queen is going to be in trouble. You want to be careful when your queen is around the king because skewers like this allow the opponent to capture the queen. The queen is also good to bring in as an extra defender, helping to protect pieces. In this case right here, we've got a bishop pinning the pawn. We brought the queen in as an extra defender. That means we can bring the rook in. If black were to take, we've got that. Black decides not to take, but instead put pressure on the queen. That's great for us. We've got discovery from the bishop, and we can move the rook. That'll give us a double check. Double check means
checkmate.
So basically, we don't want to bring out the queen in tight spaces early unless we have other pieces to work with and we can finish games off.
Checkmate.
The queen is also very good at finishing off checkmates. In this spot, if we were to lead with the bishop, yes, it's protected by the queen, but the king can escape. However, if instead of leading with the bishop, we decide to go with the queen,
checkmate.
Here's another example of black's queen in a tight space. It's able to get the check, and force the king to h4, or it's able to work with the pawn,
checkmate.
In this spot, the plan is to leverage the queen by getting it to a8. But we're going to need help first. We can't go there right away. We're going to take this rook and attack the queen. Now, unfortunately, white has a check. But after we get out of the way, white decides to attack our rook. That's okay. We've still got the a8 option, but this time we've got help. And instead of blocking right here, which will end the game, white decides to block with his queen on the safest square it can find, but that's an invitation for us to take with the rook. From there, we check again. We'll leverage that pen. Pen is gone. Now we're going to get our queen into position, and white is not able to get its defense out, and it's game over.
Checkmate.